Hello. Another Stargods vlog here. How you all doing? I got a new microphone. Made a deal with Santa. Well, when did you see Santa? Oh, I saw him last night. He was trying to get down the chimney because he wanted to steal everything so that he could re-gift it all at Christmas time, okay? Because that way he could save a lot of money. So I caught him in the act and I said, "Hey, Santa, I want to make a deal." And I talked to Santa. I said, "Well, you got a microphone? You give me a brand new microphone, I'll call the fire department and get you out of the chimney right now. Otherwise, you stay there." And he got kind of, yeah, but kind of did the four-letter thing, and but it all worked out. I got a microphone from him, so hey, it works pretty good, eh? So it's one of those mics, you got to get really, really close. You can't just sit back. You got to get really close. So I thought, well, I might as well have one that's got like an arm there, so I can get it right up close. I don't have to bend over. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Paul.
I wasn't talking to you, Billy. So I got this. I put it through some test runs, and it seems to be pretty good sound. It seems to be loud enough, but you gotta let me know. Is the volume okay? Does it sound okay? The only thing I don't like about it is a little more bassy than I wanted. My next project is to get a hat so that I can actually see. Uh, it's a little bassy, more than I'd like, but I, you know, uh, I can't be a whiner. It's pretty good. It's good quality. It's a very good microphone. So hopefully it'll do the job, and you'll let me know if it's doing the job. Now I gotta look at my notes here. I was on YouTube looking around, and I found a thing for, it was a message from the Pleiadians. Now, I don't even know if the Pleiadians are real. I don't know. I don't really give a flying fig if they exist or they don't exist. I listen to their words, their wisdom, and it's like a smorgasbord. I just pick what I need and leave the rest. I eat the hay and spit out the sticks, as the horse says. Um, I really enjoyed it. It made a couple of really good points that I thought was, wow. I'm just listening to it so that I can think and I can adopt certain new ideas and stuff. I'm not sitting there going, "Oh no, they're real and you better listen to every letter and blah, 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 blah." So it was talking about the moon and the messenger. Wow, these glasses. Yeah. The messenger was saying that the moon is actually a projector. Go figure that the moon was projecting this reality. So what I know about this reality, it's very probable that this reality, our so-called reality, all reality, is a con job. The moon is not rock, and you're not going to land on it and I declare this piece of cheese for mankind. No, we look up at the moon, and anyways, the Palladians say that this woman representing the Palladians said that it's a projector of the holographic, probably. Because that's what we are, holographic. This is all holographic. This is a holographic reality. So if it's a projector, she says that the moon is projecting. Then what is it projecting? It's projecting holographic imagery. Okay, so the Earth is flat because the Earth is flat because what you do is you take a laser negative and you lay it flat. Then you get a holographic image. You cannot get a holographic image from a round bale. It's the shape of bale. I, I think there's a strong. I'm not 100% positive, okay, but I am feeling like it's a very high possibility that the Earth is flat, because that would project the holographic field around us a lot better. Okay, so they had this scientist, because that's where it got started from. I was watching this scientist, and look it up, scientist plasma moon or whatever. And he goes on and he is saying it. He's had years and years of research into the subject of the moon. And he was very convinced that the moon was a plasma ball. And it projects. So I came across, I didn't really look into it. I'll leave that up to you people. That's one thing I like. See, the light tells me the mic's on. I don't have to go, demo. So I was looking at a holographic image maker or whatever you call it, a holographic gun or whatever. Can I say gun on YouTube? Uh-oh. So I looked at this specs and everything. Apparently it uses, as it projects the laser, there's a lens. It goes through a lens, and that lens processes and refines the beams even better than before. And the lens is made of plasma. So something could be behind the moon, projecting the rays through the moon and onto the Earth. And isn't it funny that the moon is always pointing at the Earth? Isn't it funny how it's always facing the Earth, always projecting, always facing? So anyways, I realize this is all subjective, but it's interesting to note. And I got to make another thing known here that I'm going to be watching closely people that's stealing my ideas and putting them in books and making tons and tons of money when I can barely make it from paycheck to paycheck. I get a little annoyed, and so I'm going to be keeping a close eye on it. There are things I can do. I've looked into it, and steal my stuff. I don't care. Just give me credit, and I don't care. But a lot of these people, particularly one person, is very big on it. And he puts it in his books, and he steals graphics, and he steals pictures from me, and all that. And so I'm going to be more vigilant now, and I'm going to keep my eyes open. And these people can give me some credit, like I'm not just a throwaway Kleenex or something. Come on, wake up. So. Yeah, so I was thinking, well, that's an amazing idea, because that means, from what I read, I didn't keep the webpage or anything. It's up to you guys to research and do the legwork with your fingers. Let your fingers do the walk. And maybe I'm getting kind of lazy. I don't know. But, this is all free, so I don't really feel like I need to really push myself. So, that's an interesting thought. And I know for a fact, I've seen evidence with my own... I've seen the evidence that there's some kind of ray, high-frequency ray, that we're being bombarded with that gives form to everything. I've seen it. And I've seen it in action. I've seen when it failed and how the forms changed and stuff. I got it all on video. So I strongly feel that there is a holographic reality to everything here. So how does it work? We're in this hologram, right? Well, they talk about the simulation. You look up simulation, right? You look up simulation and they talk about it and they go, well, I need a lot of storage for the information. We don't have enough, and computers aren't that good yet. What do you mean storage? They just came out and said that DNA has unbelievably unlimited storage for computers. The next run of computers are going to be based on DNA. DNA can hold trillions of bits of knowledge, trillions and trillions of bits of knowledge. So we got a little metal disk in the computer, and it's what, terabyte, 2 terabytes. We're talking trillions of bits of information. So that's not an excuse. And then they say, well, there's not enough power. We can't power something that could create a whole simulated universe with people inside and everything. And it just takes up so much room. All you need is, how much space does electricity take? You're going to have a whole entire universe within this, scope in this field, Um, I remember Star Trek one time. Professor Moriarty was it? He was sent with his girlfriend. They released him. He was taken over the ship. They made a deal and they released him. And he went out and what do you call it? The little ships, the landers. And he went out in one of the landers, and what he didn't really understand was the fact that he was in a little cube. That he and the universe were in a little programmed cube. And that probably sat on Picard's desk, eh? But Moriarty, he'd be traveling the entire universe, exploring, doing what he wants. But I forget what episode that was. I saw a great episode on Deep Space Nine. There was a game, and the Ferengi was playing a game with these visitors, and what they did in the game affected real life people. So one of the real life people was the captain, and they were going through all these perils, and they were in trouble and danger and everything. But that was part of the game. Every time they'd throw the dice, their reality would change. And so finally, in the end, spoiler alert, they all fell off a cliff. And then they woke up, and there they were in front of the game. I found that really, woo-hoo. So everything's fake, Okay, so let's propose this. Let's propose that we have a new invention, okay? And so what happens is that we're going to play a game. We're going to play a dualistic game, because that's what it is. This is all one dualistic game. It's called dualism. But they got this new technology where you can put a helmet on and it'll monitor all your brain activity, and it will draw your consciousness into the game character so that you will be the game character. You'll look around and go, wow, this is so weird. Wow. But you won't be doing that because your memory's wiped. We all know that when we're born, our memory of past lives is totally wiped. So we don't know it's a game, and because we don't know it's a game, we think it's real, and we got our memory wiped. You're not going to remember, oh yeah, I was going to play a game, and then I've got my consciousness to focus in on this game. You're trapped in the game. Now you have the archons with the controllers in controlling your environment. They have complete control over you. You think you're free. You're not. You're about as free as a mouse in a maze. You're going to go this way or that way, or you don't get the prize. So what it is they have all these archons that are just, and like I've said before, it'd be like Captain Picard. He goes into this small village and in the holograph room, what would you, a holodeck? And you go in the holodeck and he's looking around and, in the simulation, he's got a job at the bar. He's a bartender. And, oh, no, that's already happened. Yeah, yeah. He was a private investigator. That's in one of the episodes. Yeah. So what if he hits his head and he forgets who he is? And he forgets it's a hologram. He would have believed that that was reality, you know, not knowing that he was actually a captain of a starship going through the universe. He'd think he was just a simple low-level bartender. I'm a nobody. I'm just sitting here and doing. And then maybe the preacher in the holodeck could pump his head full of stuff like, well, you're a sinner. You're nothing. You're nothing. You're a piece of garbage. You're dog crap on Yahweh's shoe that he needs to scrape off at Armageddon and keep you in fear because with fear you can control people, right? So, and in the game, so now your consciousness is in the game. You are the character in the game. But you're afraid of death. You don't want to die. But you're not going to die. You're just going to transfer. That's it. I mean, death isn't it's one of the cruelest things out there. I mean, gee. You have to leave all your loved ones behind. You have to lose everybody, but if you die in the game, well, then you just exit the game and you get back into your conscious self again. Nothing's lost. And so, but in the game, you've got the bad guy saying, we're going to kill you unless you do what you're told. I don't want to die. And my pastor says, I go to hell. I'll burn in hell, burn and burn in hell. It's all fear-based, eh? So, you have the Archons, they have the hand controllers, and they get you to go this way. But your consciousness can override their, that's what I forgot. I was going to mention the fact that they're always looking for power. They say there's not enough power for man to create a simulation. The universe is electrical. What kind of power are you looking for? See, they don't want to admit that they could power a simulation from the universe. They don't want you to know that there's power out there. Even I can get off the gas and the oil. No, there's no such thing as simulation. Blah, 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 blah. So, there's a movement to cut that down. So anyways, when you die in the game, you just merely transfer back into your living room. Your living room is the real reality. What you are in, your consciousness is trapped in a fake reality that we call the Matrix. It's fake. It doesn't exist. It's only in your head. It's only in your consciousness. It doesn't exist. The living room is the real world. How exciting, the living room. Well, there's always football. So I'm hearing noises now. Somebody's at the door. This always happens when I start. So your consciousness is trapped in the game character. Our consciousness, we are spirits. We're trapped in flesh. We are all powerful spirits. We are a power source unto ourselves. We don't need to have electricity pumped into us. We are our own power source. So it's like the Matrix. It's like the Matrix. Mr. Smith could enter into this video game at any time. You'd see the helicopter pilot and he'd turn into Mr. Smith. And that's what they do with people that have low spiritual defense. They're very open to possession and control by the archons who have the master control. You've got to see the Adjustment Bureau, and then you'll really kind of understand what I'm talking about all the time, a little more in depth. So what it is our consciousness, where our consciousness is focused. So if it's focused in a game, then we're part of the game. But guess what? The game has glitches. And I've seen these glitches. Some of them are there was one, there's a car. You have a car. I think it's Grand Theft Auto, but there's a certain barrier where you park. And if you park there, the car lifts up and starts floating away. Then there was what's that cowboy game with red something? Or very popular. Anyways, there's a guy walking in the sky. It's a glitch. You go to a certain area, it'll click the glitch, and that's what the Mandela effect is all about. This proves that it's a simulation. Just a sec here. I got to see what time it is. It's a certain glitch. The Matrix is a glitch. I got this square up there now. Will that affect the image? In effect, it will. It'll affect. That's what the Matrix is all about. I could have sworn. No, there was 6 people in the limo. We all know that. I know that. In the JFK assassination car, there were 6 people. I know that. Now they're saying 4. I've talked to some of my old fellow researchers, and they're going, "What? There's 6 people in the limo? No, there was never 6. It was 4. It was the 2 Secret Service and the Kennedys." No, and they're just and they're very serious with me. So for them, it's true. For me, it's not true. It's not that they're lying or they're making up saying, "I've got faulty memory. They've been smoking too much dope and doing too much drugs and drinking." All these feeble excuses and stuff. So, yeah. So the Mandela effect actually proves that we are in a simulation because it's making mistakes. I've seen a bird on film. A guy had a camera. He wanted to film the bird taking care of the little birds and all that. And the bird comes up and it's checking out the camera and it's going everywhere. But the wings aren't moving. The wings are straight back. How did that? And and I've seen where jets will actually freeze right in mid-flight. You look up and you look up and you go, what? And then all of a sudden they're going again. There's all kinds of glitches in this matrix. So the game matrix is where your consciousness is held. This matrix, this holographic matrix, is where our consciousness is held. It's held in the flesh. But we like the flesh. Drug, sex, rock and roll. Way to go, man. I think this is how we got tempted down here. Somehow us spirit beings caved into the fact that, hey, I could get into that body and really, whoop, yeah. How you doing? And there's add-ons. They're like, in the movie, there's people in the background. Well, they're not actors, and they're just paid to be there, and they're there. They're fillers. And this is what we have in the earth today, fillers. You'll meet people that are very blank. They don't really know anything, and they're blank. They don't seem to know even like little. They're like Mork and Mindy. Remember Mork? He didn't know anything about idioms or little word sayings or things like that. If you said to him, "Oh yeah, well, Dave down the street there, he kicked the bucket," Mork would think, "Yeah, why would he kick a bucket? Why would he kick a bucket? Nanu, nanu." He just wouldn't get it. right? And this is what these people are that are out there, right? In droves. They're everywhere. They just don't get the simplest things. It's like they're lacking any human experience. They're lacking in human experience. They don't seem to be in touch with the world or reality or anything. It's just, and they'll ask like really stupid questions. You know, like what would be a good example? Yeah, I'm going to go to the bar and shoot the breeze, or no, I'm going to go to the bar and shoot the bull. Well, you, I thought you loved animals. That's how dumb and dense they are. If some of you are some of you feeling that I'm correct here, because have you seen it yourself? Let me know. I want to know these things. Um, so I'm hodgepodging around and it's all jumbled. I don't have notes and everything's all jumbled up. So I don't know if I'm making myself clear, but it's where your consciousness is focused. That's reality. If I had my conscious focused inside a fish bowl, I'd think that was reality. This is why your memory is wiped at birth. You don't remember your past lives. You don't remember being in the living room. The archons are the controllers, but your willpower can override the archon. Remember, yeah, that's what I was going to say in The Matrix, the movie The Matrix, where he's telling Neo about bullets. He said that the agents are limited by rules. You're not. Your mind is so much more powerful. And so Neil was told that he doesn't have to dodge bullets, because he's more powerful. And there's a scene where he stops a barrage of bullets just by putting his hand up, you know. We are very, very powerful. We can use we're within the matrix, and we can use our minds to manipulate and go against the matrix, so that the archons are going, why isn't this button working? Why is he going that way? He's supposed to go this way, blah, 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 blah. And we can make our own decision. We have to exert an enormous amount of willpower, and you'll see that in the Adjustment Bureau. The archons want him to become president. He doesn't want to become president because he's in love with this girl, and they try everything to convince him, don't do it, stay away from her. They want him president so they can just probably get into his meat suit and start ruling the world and having wars and all this and blah blah blah. They can get in and possess anybody that's of low spiritual quality. Okay, you've got to live for the spirit. You don't live for this reality, because this reality is not. You have to put your mind against the controllers. Okay, you have to get your mind against the controllers. Let me look at my notes here. And they have control over the entire environment with their controller. They push this button, they change the weather. They can push this button, they can create disasters. They push this button, but you can overcome that. So in the game, you can become a little self-aware, and you can say, this isn't real. You've always had a feeling. You always had a feeling that somebody's watching you. All my life, I've always had a feeling, a real strong feeling, that I was always being watched and I was always being listened to. Can any of you relate? Let me know. Let me know. I don't want to be a lone nut out here, okay? Yes, come with us, please. There is no real reality. Real reality is like a ball of clay that we make into anything we want. And they've convinced us of a fake reality. They make our environment as worse as possible because, they can feed off our low energies. And so they make this environment as cruel and as mean, as as possible, as malevolent as possible, where human life doesn't mean anything. This is where we are now. So we're producing all kinds of food for the archons, and they're pushing the buttons, and they're getting this happening and that happening, and. But we can control it by sheer willpower. If you watch the Adjustment Bureau, you'll see that through sheer willpower and saying no, 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 that you have the power. I wouldn't really, I really wouldn't be afraid of the New World Order. Even if you die, big deal. You're just going to go and you just kind of look, wait, where am I? It's going to be so easy. You don't have to do anything. It's like when you're watching a TV show and you nod off, then you wake up and you didn't even know you nodded off. That's how easy it's going to be. Death is, and death is going to be. Because I wouldn't fear death at all. I wouldn't fear death at all. Because, like, your character in a Matrix, you're going to wake up. Oh, yeah, man, taking the headset off. I was so scared of dying. Whoa. And they have their agents. The Archons, they have human agents all over the world. And. So watch the Adjustment Bureau. It's written by Philip K. Dick, who is a god of this world. Oh, I'm not worthy to tie his shoe. Oh, my God. He's dead now, but the guy was woo! He was a mind boggler. He could boggle your mind, and he made theories that were just like, what? Can you say that again? You say it again? So anyways, I think that's about all I have to say. I know it's all jumbled up. I'm sorry about that, but I didn't make any notes, and this is just ad lib, so you get a little confused. But this is all a holographic existence. It's not real. If you're thinking this is real, then you're in a matrix. You're in a game, and you're a character in a little game, and you think that whole game is real. But you have no memory of the console, your living room, or the game, because you got the game for Christmas, let's say. You have none of that memory because our memories are wiped right from the beginning. So anyways, that's all I have to say. So in closing, I would like to say, wake up. We are the ones. Okay? Where's the button, John? The clock.